mentioned, we are basically a phone company, a voice over IP phone company. We require the internet in order for our service to work. What I'm going to show you today is two different things. One from the user perspective, which is the dashboard. So every user you have on the account, they will have a screen just like this, and you'll be able to make calls without the phone or with the phone. So you can actually have a soft key. You can start a meeting. You can do a video chat. You can chat between departments. And this is going to be one of the things that this is for every user that you either sign or within your organization. You have your phone book, for example, and things in that nature. Not only that, there's also an application here where we can actually add your cell phone to become one of the, as an extended extension from your desktop. So you'll be able to have a conversation on your desktop and push a button, it goes to your cell phone and walk away from your office. Just to give you a little bit of the technology and how we can make this, your organization, better and efficient. Now, when we're talking about the portal itself, this is the back end of the portal. And this is what your clients is going to see. This is what you're going to see as a user. And this is an operation tool. What I mean by that is this is something that's not just about telephony. It's about you monitoring your business and run your business more efficiently. Everything I'm going to say, not only it's recorded, but also if you visit our website, there is a help button, and this is your owner manual basically for every single feature and functionalities that we have. So if you want to know how to set up your voicemail, just click on it and it will show you how to do every single feature and functionalities that we have. So as I mentioned before, we are a phone company, so this is something that you're going to be using on a daily basis or a monthly. You can visit it on monthly, and Anthony mentioned that you can access it from anywhere in the world as long as you have a device and internet. So you can access it from your phone, iPad, tablet, computer, laptop, etc. This is our homepage, which is a shortcut to a lot of different things like list of your extension, your phone numbers. You can also make payments. All your invoices are right here. You click on it and it will show you a copy of your invoices. The dashboard is something that you might able to use it, especially if you have multiple locations. You have a complete visibility on who's on the phone, who's working, who's away from the desk, and things in that nature. It does take a few minutes to download, but while this is doing its job, I'm going to go and let's just wait just a few minutes. And okay, it just takes, like I said, a few minutes to download. But while it's doing that, let's go to the voicemail. The way we designed our voicemail, we want you to access your voicemail from anywhere. So there are 3 different ways to access your voicemail. One from the portal, from here, and you have basically all your extensions. So if you want to go to a certain extension, you want to see what the voicemail from your house, you can dial into the portal and you can see the voicemail. And, you know, obviously these are not, these are empty, but usually it is a stamped voicemail, so you can see the caller ID, the message ID, the date and the time and the duration of the voicemail. And then once again, you can access it from the phone, from the computer, and later on, I'm going to show you how to access it from the email as well. Okay, so what is the services? What is basically the PCS VoIP, and what's voice over IP? It's a virtual PBX, so it's in the cloud. It's hosted in the cloud. It's really not a cloud. It's in our server facilities. But when you sign up with us and you have all these different numbers for different location, or perhaps just one location, you'll be able to manipulate the call forwarding and the voicemails and all the setup, as you can see here. So your incoming number, okay, it's listed here. You can pick a state where it's located. Okay, let's say this is a Kansas number. The caller ID, you can actually, a lot of you, and we've heard this, you know, on multiple business, you can actually change the caller ID to a different a caller ID. So, for example, you can, in a certain time of the year, you can change this, and your outbound caller ID will say something totally different. Internal presentation, this is something that will reduce actually your cost in terms of labor. And it's very, very important for you to know that we can mark any DID to say the name of the location. So let's say, for example, you have 4 locations and you have a receptionist sitting in New York City, one in Ohio, and Texas, for example. If this phone number ring, it can be forwarded to the New York location, and this will say, let's just say, it will say Kansas. The receptionist at that particular location, she's sitting in New York answering the call for Kansas. So thanks for calling ABC Company in Kansas. How can I help you? So you don't have to have a receptionist in every single location to answer the phone. It can be centralized, and you can actually mark the incoming calls to where it's intended to go. Holidays, you can actually forward the phone anywhere anywhere. You have 13 or 14 different ways to do it. You can forward it to an outside number. You can forward it to an auto attendant that says we're currently closed. For English press 1, for Spanish press 2, et cetera, et cetera. Also, in a snow day, or you decided not to open that particular day for any reason, you can actually just put an outside number and forward this phone number to your cell phone or maybe to your manager. For every location, every main phone number, we have a hold music. So we can upload a message that can help you with marketing. Why should your customer do business with you? And you can upload the hold music to that number, and you can customize it, and you can put, like I mentioned before, a marketing message. So this is the standard phone number, and this is what the customer sees from the outside of the location. All right. But what about the inside of the location? So every phone we ship you, every phone we activate, they will carry something we call an extension. So it's a 4-digit extension or a 3-digit extension, and that's what explains what's going on in the inside of the location, where these phone numbers are going to go, where it's going to ring, et cetera, et cetera. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to pick on my extension here. I can see it's green. That means it's connected and it's working. It's registered. It belongs to Tamer Cristo, and this is the DID it's going to ring to. So when I click on the extension, it gives me more of an idea what's going on inside that location. Where's this extension is going to be ringing, and it's ringing to this phone number. And I'm going to show you here how to forward an extension to any DID you have. So if you have an extension in one location and want to move it to a different location, that's how easy it is to do it. You also have to register your E91 location. So if you have multiple locations, you just pick your locations and it's done. Over here, these are seconds. Every 5 seconds is 1 ring. So the 20 here is basically for 4 rings. You can tell the phone how many rings you want. This particular phone number is registered. This phone or the extension is registered. That means there's electricity and internet going through. Now the call routing. Let's talk about that for a minute. You can actually ask the system or design the system or manipulate the system for the phone number to ring on the extension first. And you want it 4 times. But then what if you're busy? Where do you want this phone number to go? It can go to your cell phone. It can go to another location. It can go to another extension, etc. What if you don't answer? Which voicemail do you want it to go? Okay, do you want it to go on the desktop? You want it to go on the voicemail of your cell phone? So you have a lot of different ways you can forward this phone number or the incoming call once it hit your extension. One of the cool part about our services, and you don't find that with Comcast or AT&T or anybody out there, that we can actually back up each extension in case of emergency. So if you have no internet, if you have no electricity, if you have Comcast or AT&T or any other company, you're basically out of luck because your phone is not going to work. All your incoming calls are not going to work. The customer is going to get a fast busy, and they're going to just, think that you're closed or, something is going on. But with this case, you can actually back up each extension, not just the main phone number, but each extension. You can back it up with your cell number or any other number. So, for example, I can put any number here, any phone number, that if the internet is down or the electricity is down, the system automatically ring this number. So the customer will never know that you're down. And vice versa. If the system comes back on and the electricity comes back on, the system will automatically shut this feature off and takes the call back to the extension. This has happened at no command from your end at all. This has happened automatically as long as you store that phone number here. Okay. Now there are other Find Me, obviously, and advanced call routing and things of that nature, but because of our time, I'm not going to go through it. But you guys obviously welcome to call us and we can go through all these feature and functionalities. But one of the things that I mentioned earlier about the hold music, so you can store an unlimited amount of records as long as they're MP3, and you can store them here and we can upload that to your phone number. So when you put your client on hold, this is what they're going to hear. Okay, and I encourage everybody to do it as a marketing message, why they should do business with you. Okay, auto attendant. Auto attendant is a feature that is obviously most of you know, just like I said, for English press 1, you dial the phone number. For Spanish press 2. We can duplicate the same menu in 2 different languages, but also for sales press 1, for service press 2, etc., etc. So, and it's very, very simple to program, and it's very, very easy to activate. So this is the auto attendant. I can create one. Like I said, sales press 1, customer service press 2, billing press 3. What's cool about the auto attendant, you can actually branch it. So the customer service, you can build another auto attendant that says, technical, for technical support press 1, for hardware press 2, for software press 3, etc. Okay. Or for FedEx press 1, for UPS press 2, and and you can actually customize this as much as you want. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about this, and a lot of people think, well, I don't want to deal with this every day on a daily basis. Well, we have something what we call an autopilot, or cruise control, I call it. So you can actually program this software to do exactly what you want it to do in certain hours throughout the day. What I mean by that is, so let's say, for example, what happened on Saturday? I can command this system, I can customize the software to do exactly what I want in a certain day or every day. As you can see, I can click here and I can program the system to call forward certain numbers from 8 to 5 or from 8 to 8. Okay, and I don't have to bother with the system. So it's like like I said, it's just like an autopilot. Call center, this is also a feature that we have. I'm not going to go through it. It's an hour long. But if you have a client or you have a call center, let us know. We'll be more than happy to take you through this call center and feature and functionalities. We have one of the best call centers feature and functionalities, I would say, in the nation. One of the other things that's really, I promised earlier to show you that your mailbox, how do I program my mailbox? How can I get my voicemail to my email box? I can listen to it or I can see it as text. So for your voicemail, you get the name, you get the password, and also you can record your greeting from here, or you can upload your greeting from your C drive. I just click here and my C drive is going to show up. And I can record my greeting or upload it. I can also record another greeting where I'm on the phone with a different client, right? I can record my name, right? One of the cool part about this is you can put your email address right here, all right? And the voicemail is going to go to your email box and in a wafer file. So you click on it and you can listen to it, right? Or you can actually have it transcribed, so typed. The other part about this, you can add up to 5 different emails. And as you can see, the system is very friendly, user-friendly, and I can type and I can put all my command in here. So I can add Anthony to listen to my voicemails as well. I can add up to 5 different emails. Okay. One of the other thing I can add is an SMS message on my cell phone. So when somebody leaves me a voicemail, and you guys sometimes on the road or busy, you can get a text on your phone. Joe Smith called. Here's the number. Here's the duration of the message. Just as a little reminder to call Joe Smith. All right. So I find this very, very cool. Now, broadcast mailbox. I love this feature because we have multiple locations around the nation, And if I want to send a message to my staff, I use this. This is really cool, and I call it hitting two birds with one stone. I can dial this extension, and I can leave a message to everybody all at once. And what's going to happen once I do that is two things. Obviously, they're going to get a voicemail on their phone, but the second thing, remember, they're going to get also an email with an audio message and also transcribed message. So you kind of hit two birds with one stone by utilizing this, especially if you have multiple locations or people off-site. This is where you store all your holidays, okay? And you can program your holidays once a year, and it's a calendar-based. And the ring group is when you wanted all the phones in your location to ring at once, or all the, if you have two locations close to each other, they all can ring at once as well. It's very, very easy. I'm just going to show you here real quick how to program this. So let's say, for example, I want to program a test group. So I pick the phones that I want, and I just add them. These are the phone I want them to ring to. Okay, just as simple as that. Now I can make them ring sequentially, so one after the other, or simultaneously, right? And I want to know how many times I want to ring. So this is here means 8. Every 5 seconds is 1 ring. Okay, so this is basically what a group is, a group ring. Okay, we have also call recording. You can block inbound and outbound calls. So if you have somebody who's making calls that shouldn't be making, you can block that as well. Conference bridge and all this feature and functionalities that you can have here. Again, because of the time, I'm not going to go through every feature and functionalities, but let's go to accounting. I want to show you, how you pay us, how you get basically compensated and all that good stuff. So accounting, everything you do with PCS, every order, whether you put through PCS or a transaction or even an invoice to you or to your clients, it's here in black and white, and you will have visibility to it as well. The cool part about this is when you click on, let's say, for example, I want to go to invoices. I want to click on an invoice, this particular invoice here. When you click on that number, the invoice number, it will give you detailed invoice about how, what the customer ordered, what are we billing for, and also your revenue, which we're going to talk about here later. So very detailed. Every single thing you do with us, with our company, it's in black and white right here. All right, reports. A lot of you, actually, a lot of RSA clients love this feature because they want to know, if I put an ad out there, what's really the ROI on this ad? Is it effective or not? So reporting, this is your call reporting. So any incoming call, outbound calls, all the calls that you that your store or your office experience, we capture within 3 seconds. So you have incoming calls, outbound calls, and you can pick which one you wanted to see. So for just the sake of the demo, we picked 2 weeks between July 17 and July 31st, incoming calls, and you can also pick the phone number, which phone number you wanted to run, and just hit search. Once you hit search, it will tell you exactly how many incoming calls. But here's the cool part about this. We can actually supply you with a marketing number, and that marketing number will be your advertised number. Say, for example, the number came out on July 15th, and you want to know what's your ROI on the number. How many people called your location? How many actual people came in and wanted to use your UPS service or FedEx service? Right here, this is a report that you can access, and it'll tell you how many incoming calls per day that you received from that ad. Okay, very, very cool. So not only you want to know how many calls your employee made or incoming calls, but this is very, very cool. One of the things I wanted to mention also on the auto attendant, which I really forgot, I'm going to go back here because this is going to be really cool. A lot of your customers, maybe they called and they wanted to track a package and things of that nature. But on your auto attendant, I'm going to pick the auto attendant again. One of the things we can program for you, which is really awesome, is your 800 number for UPS, the tracking 800 number, and the tracking for FedEx, and the tracking for other companies, DHL, if you're using DHL. So basically, what we program, for sales price 1, for 2 For customer service, press 3. To track a package, press 4. So they got to press 4. All right. So when they press 4, we can customize another auto attendant that says, for FedEx, press 1. For UPS, press 2. For DHL, press 3. When they press 2, that will automatically go to the FedEx 800 number. They're not going to bother your location again, right? Because you got a lot of people inside your location and employees that are either doing packaging, they're working with a client, they're working to ship something. So any incoming calls that comes like that, and you want just the system to help you, it is very, very, very easy. One of the things that Anthony mentioned, we'll listen live. What if you hire somebody and you want to train them? Okay, and you want to listen to what they're saying. Are they saying the right thing? Are they being courteous to the client or not? Star 57, you can listen. Okay, obviously I'm the one that can listen to everybody. Nobody can listen to my conversation, but here you can listen to all these extensions. Okay, so in our organization, if I hire a new account manager, a new salesperson, no matter what the position is, I can pick up the phone, star 57, I can listen to it. Also, I can dial star 58 and their extension, and I can actually listen and whisper. So I can actually train them on what they can or cannot say over the phone while they're on the phone with the client. They'll be able to hear me, but the client will not be able to hear me. It's just between the director, the manager, or the owner of the location and the employer. Oh, and the employee, I'm sorry. All right, so a lot of you say, well, can my employees have all this? No, this is for the administrator. So this is the owner, the manager, your general manager. But for your employees, we can actually, under settings, we can customize this web portal to just show their voicemail. So they will see only that voicemail tab. So they'll be able to access their voicemail. One of the things again, this is just going to their voicemail, and they will see just their voicemail. One of the things that we implemented about a year ago or so, and I'm very proud of my team to do this, we have a support center within the portal. So if you have a question about a certain phone, a certain, any news that we have to come up with, or programs or promotions, or even how to use a phone, you can click on any of these, and you can also put a ticket through us. So you submit a request, and you can actually submit a ticket through PCS.